Humanity is the word. Humanity is the word for humanity. And nothing really matters anymore. The entire human race is hanging from the edge of the cliff above a 5,000-foot vertical drop into the abyss by its fingernails. And the nails are humanity. Nothing else. You see. And the humanity is disillusioned with ways altogether. And so, therefore, they realize, in fact, you see, what I myself came to a long time ago. There is no way for them. There is no way for any of you. There is no way. Because you are trying to be on top of it. You are trying to cohere. You are trying to improve. You are trying to create something additional or something when you do away. The mentality behind it, the motive, is to get it together. When in fact, that is the opposite of the true you. You are not together, and you are not serving yourselves by trying to get yourself together. You are trying to add on more trouble on your already bent shoulders when you try to get it or keep it together in any way. Every single effort that people make, almost, is an effort to either get it together or keep it together. And this is exactly wrong. Exactly the no way, the not way. Humanity, and I've said this for a long time now, is the pinnacle of the universe. It is the unleashed God. It is the actual God heart alive. As it is, you see, ultimately. Somebody came to remind humanity of humanity. Here I am, you see. Somebody came to proclaim the truth of humanity. And now that humanity has exhausted all other means of progress, reparation, coherence, survival, success, invincibility, you name it, it has all fallen to ruin. It has all failed us. Every bit of it has failed. You see? Even conclusively, which is why the only thing that avails anymore, because it's all been tried and untrue, is humanity. There's nothing left to hope for, mope for. There's nothing left to aspire to, want, or be that has any intrinsic, essential, actual value. Right? And yet people are trying to grow, trying to perfect themselves, trying to manipulate everybody, playing politic scuffling around, desperately trying to make a good impression, do the right thing, be the right way. It's time for humanity, and the only access to it is to break, is to shed the skin of all the BS that represents virtually the entirety of every human life. And the only things that happen that are significant rarities within that life are moments that are human, human to human.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? So, therefore, nothing really matters anymore except humanity. And the human beings can't find anything except their own humanity. And they can't find anything in anyone else except the humanity of the others. And so you can ponder this, and you can look at this strategically and say, how do I do that? And how exactly will I implement on this? And so forth and so on. You know. But the truth of the matter is, the only way you can do this is to not do this. Simply to break. That is the true way. Which is no way at all, really. You simply break. And that is the way of undoing. So how do I do that? Well, you don't do that. But you do break when you see that all your efforts are truly in vain, and that no one has anything they can give you of any value, and that there is nothing you can learn that will set you forward. There is actually nothing you can ponder, figure out, know, or remember that will help you in any way or to any degree whatsoever. You can have a very lucid insight into the truth of all that, sitting here or pondering it later on. And when you finally get that crystalline realization of the very truth of it, that this ultimate truth is true, you have nothing or less. Which goes to show that no matter how good or cool your knowledge is, you're no good except if you're broken. And you're not getting good by knowing this fact that you're not good unless you're broken. And goodness as we know it has nothing to do with goodness as it is. Value as we construe it has nothing to do with true value. True value is inherent in humanity. And only in humanity's humanity, not in humanity's folly. Deviance from itself, deviance from its own humanity. So when I say the humanity is hanging from the cliff by the fingernails of humanity, that's the only thing they have that is of any inherent value.
Yeah.
Huh? The rest is dead weight, making it hard for your fingernails to hang on. So we've got to lose weight, shed the skin, shed the shell, okay? Stop waiting. Stop imagining there's somewhere we've got to get first. You see, stop waiting for Godot. If you want something really great to happen, you have to start with someone, a person. You're not going to have a great time with anybody or do anything worthwhile with anybody if you don't have people there to do it. To see it, to be it, to enjoy it. To live it, to give it. Where would you be without you? And where would you be without them? And where would they be without them? And where would humanity be without humanity? And you know it, the way people grow. They grow from breakdown to breakdown. It's so. They don't really grow because they acquire something. They only grow when they give up on something, when they let go of something, when they break, when they actually fall apart. When their whole life of trying to hold it together fails momentarily, you see, and then they break down. And that is shedding off another layer of skin. And they're always better off for it. All we need is hermit crabs without shells and snakes without skin and rocks in Siberia that are broken. They're not going to get it back together. Or we still have nothing, you see, nothing to talk about, possibly at great length. Nothing to do, possibly for quite a long time, in a great expense. Nothing to be, perhaps in such a way as to depress ourselves and nauseate everyone else in the bargain for decades at a stretch. Nothing to mean, nothing to say, nothing to be, nothing to see. But you see, are a reality, a real thing. You are. You see, if you are willing, then you don't have to worry about that issue of, well, where would I be without me?
Right.
Now, you are you. And you can bring you to the party. And you can dare you, share you, bear you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're here. And not obscured by layers of strategy, you see. Aspiration, perspiration, fear. All these things that muddy the waters and that are, in fact, hypnotic nothings. In the way of anything or everything that is. That truly is. You see? So, the way is to break. And that's it. Everything else is a mistake. Only way to get to humanity.
Humanity, yes.